Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so this is going to be a video showcasing my first ever Alliance Raids gameplay. I ended up with the shittiest assignment in my opinion, which is Assault Champions, the one that I kind of wanted the least. So I'm using a 6-star rank 5 Massacre. And here we go. So this is going to be me going in the raids for the first time ever. We did that last night, so I was a bit sleepy for that as well. These, support tags, I would have, wanted them to filter out the remaining champions just so we, don't accidentally pick something else, but that's fine. So I ended up picking Massacre and I had to open up. So here we go. The first boss for us is going to be alternative specials is against Ultron. Fair enough. First boss for us is Kang in the middle, so I go to the right. I select the dot boost as well as the debilitate, which actually I'm not going to take advantage of too much in the first fight. So this is first ever fight. I'm going in the very first. I'm not going to end up doing much damage at all. And the most important thing here is that you need to alternate your combos. Because of that pop-up from the Ultron, I also kind of thought I had to alternate the specials. And in this fight, I do that. The second fight, I do much better, though. But that's also because I will have some, decent ramp-up. So the entire point is just finish the combos with whatever icon is being told you there. So in order to get that first charge, I need to finish combo with light. Now I need to finish a combo with medium. And if I can intercept him along the way, that is great. Again, in the first fight, I'm definitely not playing it right because I thought I had to alternate the specials for this entire fight. So this isn't going to be like a perfect gameplay at all by any means. And here I don't even throw my special in properly. He's still at 100% health though. But, that's fine. I did get a couple of intercepts by accident, but here I didn't even really realize that I need to intercept first. I should have read it a bit more carefully, but I also knew that no matter what I do in this fight, as long as I ramp up my teammates, that's kind of like the main point of it. And the fights themselves, like, let's be honest, they're not the most intriguing fights. It's kind of like a marathon of until you make a mistake. That was a decent hit in a block, I would say, even though my bat wasn't ignited. That decent shot in a block, yeah. So again, back to this. I do have a couple of debilitates on, so those incinerates do last slightly longer, but nowhere near long enough. I have done 1% of the damage. This is not the best fight, though. The third fight, I kind of messed up, and Kang didn't really want to follow up me on any intercepts. Second fight, I did quite well, and I quite liked it, to be honest. I did just shy of the 10% damage cap. Did 9% in my second fight. And we can see that in just a second. So here we can see Kang getting smacked a lot. Now, at this point, I'm starting to get rooted already. So that's the last minute when the root exists. I do have some incinerates on, but obviously I haven't built up too many of them because I haven't exclusively been using the level 1s, and I haven't been intercepting nowhere enough. And I realized that for this, so we have done the second % of damage though, so that's kind of neat, right? And yeah, so quickly revamping that, using another level 1. Those bleeds are actually, stacking up. I will end up stacking like 12 or 15 bleeds in the next fight as well by spamming level 1s. So it's not just the incinerates that will be doing the damage. I will be making a separate video where I'm going to be kind of ranting about the raids, or I'm going to probably title it Raids Rant. I'm going to try and make it into a raids feedback, but yeah, I don't think too many people are overly happy with raids in general, the way they are set up, and I'm going to break that down. So here was my first time out. At least I didn't die, right? And next up, here my teammates already have done a good job. I'm using up that revive. And this fight, I actually really did like. This fight is going to be quite neat. And I already do have some ramp up here for myself. So I will be doing more damage. And maybe not as much, as the max is possible. But I think it's going to be quite neat. So go for level 2 here for whatever reasons. But I'm just trying to get my bat ignited. I suppose that's why. So here I need to finish combo with light. We're starting to stack up incinerates. I want to get in some of intercepts as well, but he doesn't quite want to follow that up yet. But that's fine. That's fine. At least this fight, I do have more of an idea what kind of job I need to do. So we're alternating combos. I'm trying to get those intercepts that have 3 debilitates, which as we can see, significantly extends the duration of those incinerates. At the very least, new ones. And at this point, the only problem with the build is I have when I parry by accident, the parry stun is so long, and I don't really want to push him to level 2. I do think this is going to be helpful for the next bosses, for like Thanos and Maestro, because Maestro I'd much rather push to level 2 than Dex at level 1 all the time. But here is going to be where the good part starts. So I already have 4 debilitates on, 5 debilitates, and we are maintaining our 12 incinerates. Well, not quite. He didn't want to throw that. That's fine. So unfortunately, I do lose a few, but at this point, I'm going to be able to kind of like keep, maintain, and increase the amount of incinerates that I have for the last minute and a bit. The time actually flies in this fight, to be honest, because there's just so much health and you continuously want to ramp up more and more, especially with a champion like Massacre. And as we can see, now I'm just refreshing the 18 incinerates. I have 12 bleeds as well. And the dot damage, unfortunately, is not multiplied. But there are the other bursts of damage that are coming through that are helping, as well as obviously having all the debuffs, everything else. It's in general not a bad thing. And here we can see a 29k medium from Massacre, which, you know, I'm not saying Massacre is the champion to pick for this. And honestly, I think most of the champions in Assault group are kind of bad or not great compared to the other classes. I do think that selection that if dots would get multiplied like it initially was, then Assault class would be awesome. With dot damage not being multiplied by all of these nodes and stuff like that, I don't think, you know, they kind of hit the goal compared to the other 2 groups. Next week, I definitely would want to try out some other champions as well. Perhaps when I have somebody ranked up higher too. But here we go. We have 52 incinerates, 15 bleeds here at the end, and we nearly do that 10% mark. We did like 9% damage there to the Kang. And then the last fight I didn't do quite as well. Kang didn't really want to come for my intercepts, and eventually I do mess up, so it didn't actually go the full timer. At this point, we have already gotten down the first Kang. I suspect, well, not suspect, I know a couple of my teammates used some AQ, revives and potions, AQ, to finish up the first fight. And now I need to start up the second mini-boss. But yeah, this fight isn't going to be as good because, well, this mistake is not like the end of the world because we recovered from it relatively quickly. But so we drop this in block, but with no incinerated, there's like no damage, right? That's fine though. Just the beginning of the fight, so I'm going to be trying to farm my level 1s as well. But we can see that I only have 1 debilitate here active. And in this fight, even though I knew exactly what I meant to be doing, the Kang just didn't want to get intercepted, and or not too often anyways. And that kind of ruins the fight with Massacre. But, you know, I'm still trying to make the best I can. I still did like, I think 6 or 7% damage. I don't really remember. So here I get another intercept. I should have probably thrown my level 1 there before to refresh those incinerates, but that's fine. We still let some of them fall off. Yeah, so this is how the raids are going to look like. Realistically, I'll be honest, they are quite fun to play though. That, like, in the fights themselves, there I have nothing really against the fights. It is like a long fight where you consistently want, you know, the time in the fight goes super fast. So far, you know, the Kang fight definitely didn't seem too bad. I had fun in the fight. So as far as the fighting itself goes in the raids, I'm kind of fine with it. There are, however, at least, you know, 5, 6 completely huge oversights by Kabam in regards of raids that basically undoes everything they have done in the last 6 or 7 years to make AQ can go better for people. And that kind of sucks. I'm gonna lie, that does kind of suck. So in the next fight, I will also try probably going for level 2s more often. I want to see if I can do more damage with level 2s, because again, that dot damage itself is not getting multiplied. So even with the extended incinerates, I wasn't quite able to reach 10% damage cap with maxed out Massacre. I'm gonna experiment, see if level 2s do better. Even though in theory with this boost buff thing, oh, here was where I made the mistake. It boosted the dot. So I'm gonna test it about, but this has been my first experience. And again, as far as the fighting itself goes, I think it's fine. So far, anyways. Now, however, and I will release a video where I'm going to be talking about everything surrounding raids that I might have an issue with. Let me know what are your thoughts, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information